Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Yes. Then you should reach out and look at SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com. That's SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com, and you'll have the list of all our great professionals ready to help you at any time with sound advice. No surprises, right, Stevie?
We don't like surprises. We want results.
Yeah, and then we'll send the loan through New Hall Escrow with Steve Korn, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, that was easy. I just saved money and I saved interest, and they gave me, and we'll give you a full breakdown of everything. You'll know exactly what your savings is.
Didn't even hurt. Didn't even hurt.
Well, it's funny.
Painless.
Sometimes people just want a quote, and I know we lose business because I won't just give you a quote over the phone. What's my rate? And I'm like, well, I don't know, somewhere between 3.5 and 4.5. Well, what do you mean? That's a big range. I go, well, I don't know. Send me your paperwork. Tell me about your scenario. Let me run your credit. Let me look at your current mortgage statement. Let me look at what you're paying. To do someone a disservice by just quoting them a rate is
or quoting a rate that they don't even lock in.
Well, we just saw that. A lot of credit unions now don't have the ability to lock a rate until your loan's been fully approved.
Yeah,
really
rates can move 0.5% during that time.
Easy.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it takes a little, we're not speedy for rate. We do our due diligence. We make sure to analyze the situation so that we can provide a predictable, clear result.
Well, Gino, you got to realize not everybody qualifies as a customer of yours.
Right.
If they're not willing to understand the process, if they're not interested in knowing what goes into the process, you don't want to turn them into a loan officer, but you sure as heck want them to understand what it is you do and why you do it. So I would argue that I get calls every day from people shopping escrow fees or interest rates or this kind of thing. And every time I turn them on to you and Don, I explain to them why I do that. I spend a good amount of time delivering that message that these are the people I put my mom and dad and best friends in the hands of.
Oh, you do?
It's for a reason because you're going to get the information you need to make the right decision. And you'll have options and you'll understand why versus a pointless promise that may or may not come to fruition.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna
Pointless promise. Put that one in your pocket.
Put that one in your book.
No charge, no charge, boys.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. And the reason we bring this up for you out there is because it's imperative who you work with, because getting bad advice, we all know how costly that is, and we all break everything down to the T. That's why we send our family members, our friends through New Hall Escrow. And this is not just a plug. It's just we want you to have a great experience. We want you to receive your goals. We want to help you hit your goals, and we want you to get what you expect. No surprises.
And we touched on this earlier. Is surprises will come up. They exist in our world, right? It's like when you go into the real estate minefield, especially if you exit Santa Clarita and you go into the San Fernando Valley, things get really hairy.
Wild West.
It is the Wild West, right? You're talking about houses that were built from the 20s to the 50s. You've got unpermitted stuff, lot line issues, a lot of historical baggage in the San Fernando Valley that we don't encounter here. We do some, but not as much as there. So just know you're walking through a minefield, and you want to make sure that you're working with professionals that know how to navigate. That's really what it comes down to, right? Is that, I don't know, let's call it a number. 60% of all transactions have no problem at all.
Okay,
right?
I'll buy that.
And so for those, a nurse is fine, right? Nurse practitioner is fine. Then, 20%, those require a doctor. And then there's the other 20%, those require a surgeon. Yeah. And that's the reality of our business. And then you just wouldn't you want to make sure that you're working with somebody that has the ability to perform surgery if needed? That's the reality.
I also think the expectation situation is huge. I mean, the more time I spend with the clients up front and know that they've had, like Stan does a great job of spending great time with your clients up front, letting them know what to expect.
Stan Roy, Berkshire Hathaway,
sitting there watching us. But, it's professionals that do that service to their client. This is what's going to happen. Don't be surprised if this happens. We're prepared for it if it does. So just let you know that this is not a sign of somebody's inadequacies. This is just part of the byproduct of the process of the system. And it's going to happen, and when it does, we're ready for it.
Isn't it nice how he explains things? So he's always so calm, cool, collected, but competent. Yeah. You want somebody who's confident and knows their job.
Well, you know what it has to do with also? It has to do with experience, Don. And we talk about this a lot, right? It has to do with the number of transactions you've been involved with during your career. And, Don and I, over whatever our combined experience is now, 35 years combined experience, and heavy, heavy volume We've seen so many transactions and so many things come up that when you see something, you're like, oh, I've done that before. I know how to fix this.
Well, on top of that, Steve will attest to this.
He's got
Who
53
does
years
everybody-
experience.
Who does most of everybody go to when there's a troubled loan? They go to us and they go to Steve. They're like, we don't know how to get this. The other lender doesn't know how to fix it. And they come to us and we fix it. But that makes us better and better and better about helping you with any, because we talked about a plethora of challenges that come up on a transaction now. But now we've gotten so confident that we'll figure out how to navigate it, right,
Sure.
Steve?
Yeah, and the years of experience on the job, Ben, is definitely to replace that. So when you ask yourself who you want to have working in your corner, you don't want somebody who doesn't have any experience in the business. You don't want somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, because those experiences that we've been down the road with is what builds us to the core of being able to respond and react to any given situation.
All right. Good stuff. All right, Steve, always good to have you here, buddy.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be back.
Always fun. Always giving back to the community. You guys killed it
try.
with the Grill Master
Yeah.
a few weeks ago. Nicely
survived.
He
done.
killed it.
We
He
served
killed
over-
me.
over
I was trying to
400
not throw you under
So
the bus,
400
Gino, as I
chicken
usually
thighs,
do.
about 70 pounds of tri-tip, and a whole bunch of that sausage, man. We knocked it out of the park,
Good,
didn't
good
we?
thing you served a bunch of it, because you had to carry a bunch of trophies home.
Yeah, he did. He did. It's
Gino,
okay.
Gino,
I told
what
you
about
first.
you? Oh, you had
first year-
kids to carry home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I remember, I learned a lot of things about cooking and storing food for a little while, because usually, I grill a lot, but it usually goes
Yeah,
right off
you're
the grill,
great.
right on the table. So
Yeah,
now
you're-
this is a little different dynamic.
You're a
I got to
great
work on
grill
that.
master.
You've been schooled.
Yeah, I got to polish. I got to
All
polish.
Well, thank you both for being awesome and doing that huge event. I know it's quite the endeavor. And
That was
Steve,
$9,000 for SCV Youth Project.
It's tremendous. It
You
was
guys
really
should be
good.
proud.
Yeah,
Nicely
definitely.
done. Sitting there cooking for a ton of people all
It was
day.
a lot
But
of fun,
prep,
too,
the
though.
prep took you guys days.
3 days.
Ridiculous.
All right. Well, thanks again, Steve Korn, Newhall Escrow, right there on Lyons Avenue. You can look them up. Very easy, newhallescrow.com.
Yep.
Steve Korn and his team are ready for you. Skyline Loans, of course, always ready for you. Of course, reach out to Mr. Stan Roy, who was here earlier, a great real estate professional with Berkshire Hathaway. And thank you for joining us every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Check us out at don&gino.com. Have a wonderful 4th of July weekend.
And your favorite, be good humans.